Where is Google? There it is. Holy crap. Let's see who pops in here. I'm sick, guys. I've been sick for like basically the day after I moved. I got sick, and I've been sick for like the last 3 days. I've still had to go to work, so yeah, it's been a little sucky. Let me plug my phone in. There we go. Let's I guess I'll share this in the Discord. But yeah, I've been sick for the last few days. I'm mostly better now, just like my throat's like, I feel like I swallowed sand. It's pretty rough. I felt like crap for a couple days, and I had to go to work. So been a little rough. But yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm off tomorrow. Finally have a day off to recoup and like try to finish setting up this room. Which would be good. I'm gonna try to bust out some content. I really need to do as much content as I can moving forward. The hard thing is like I don't want to just cheese it. Like I try to make videos that I think are interesting, at least like to myself. And I don't want to like just spam out content. Or at least uninteresting content. Jeez. All right. Everyone chill stream for a while. Come hang out. All right, let's pull this up so I can read chat and not have to do it on my phone. Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard balancing act, like to try to like be consistent with content and also like not fall into the trap of just like trying to spam it out. Because obviously you want to grow the channel, but you don't want like the content to be boring. I don't know. It's hard, man. Anyway, Brody, what is up? Tommy, how's it going? Thank you. Thank you also, Brody. Yuto, what's up? Ethan, always seem to have a cold. It's dumb. I never get sick. I haven't been sick in like since I had like COVID like 2 years ago. And like the day after I move, I get sick. And then the day after was the only day I had off that I wasn't like moving. It was like a 6-hour drive the day before. And then the next day I had to return the truck. I had to finish setting up like all the apartment stuff and all of that. So like there's not been any downtime for me to like recuperate from the move. And I worked every day up until the day before I moved. So it's just been nonstop. Ilinuk, what's up, my guy? Lucario, what is up? You had a nap earlier? I wish I had a nap earlier. Nick, Beyblade X Dash, what's up? Ethan, do you have a Discord server? I do. It's linked in most of my videos. I don't think I have it linked in my live stream, but like if you click on any of my videos, it's like buried in the description. I don't usually advertise it because I don't want like a bunch of weirdos coming in and, you know, turn into chaos. But yeah, come on in and join. What's up, Lurker? Beyblade X Dash just started my first YouTube channel. Hey, good luck, bro. Post content that you like, that you think's interesting, and you should be good. Every time I hear the phrase the day before, I think of that absolute scam of a game. I don't think I played a game. You guys like my mug? Look at it. It's got cats on it. And wait. It gets better. Hold on, can I do this without you? Look. Oh, wait, it's mirrored. It says I'm silently judging you. My family, like, I have like 3 cats. You guys mostly just see Max, but I have 3 cats. And my family just gets me cat mugs often. So many cats. Man, they're strays. They find me. Like, what am I supposed to do? Get rid of them? Had a dream of getting Metal Drigger. Wish it was real. Metal Drigger. The green one? The one from G-Rev. I'm sending out the Patreon rewards and some Lucaria stuff tomorrow. So Lucaria, your stuff's gonna get sent out along with all the other patrons. I don't think I have an. Hold on. Metal Trigger. Am I thinking of something else? No, yeah, that's right. I think I only have one Metal Trigger. I'd send you one. Dang. Cat distribution system? Yeah, no joke. What you doing, Belle? Pooping in the litter box? That's nice. Yeah, Metal Trigger is generally pretty affordable. What's up, Ray? Just sold a red 3DS. Must be nice. I got another cat. No. So Max, the one that you see in the end screen of all my videos, is like the most recent cat acquisition. I got him like a year ago. Jesus. But I have a black cat named Bellfire. I just call him Bell. And then I have another cat named Atari. Bell is like 8. Atari is like 6, I think. 3DSs are good money. I thought you had one. I have one, but I need a new 3DS XL so then I can get a capture card so then I can like stream 3DS games because it's totally not a dead system now. Is there a Drasil variants? Yeah, there's like Metal Drasil. There's obviously like the mainline Drasils, Drasil S, Drasil F, Drasil V, V2, all that jazz. I want a modded 3DS XL. I have an OG red 3DS and it's tiny. No games really either. Ilinuk, you should get, well, if you want, I don't know if you use buy or not. I feel like we had that conversation. Yeah, the original 3DS is so small, it's really hard to play on. The XL is awesome. Mine's modded. And then at that point, you don't even really need games because like there's literally a shop on the modded 3DS and you can literally download games straight from your 3DS. You don't even have to download them to your computer. You just download it straight to the device. It's pretty hype. We've been, me and a few guys in the Discord have been playing Yokai Watch 2. Oh, you've used Byte? Dude, look up 3DSs on Byte. Modding the new ones is ass. Only buying the old ones? Yeah. Well, I just want the new XL for myself for a capture card. If I was gonna resell them, I would just buy the OGs, probably, because I think we had a conversation about that. Favorite is the new 2DS XL. Yeah, my brother has that one. I wouldn't mind getting that one, but I don't know the company that makes the capture cards for the 3DS. Currently, I think only supports the new 3DS XL. I'm pretty sure. Still need to go through the saves. Yeah, 100%. I'm off the next couple days, so. 3DS capture cards are super expensive nowadays. That is why you learn how to solder and you just do it yourself. Because then you just buy the 3DS and then you spend $100 on the capture card and then you just install it and you're good to go. I would get mine modded, but I want to leave my Majora's Mask 3DS stock. That's fair. Used to shiny hunt Pokemon, so I have quite a few of each Nintendo handheld. I have like the DSi XL. I have a 3DS XL, not the new XL, just the regular XL. And then I have a Game Boy Advance SP with a burnt screen that I need to replace. And I have a Revo K101, which is basically just a Game Boy Advance. I could solder, it's just a pain in the ass. There was a period back when like the modded Game Boy stuff like really blew up. And I would buy like lots of busted Game Boys from Bai and just refurbish them or backlight them and resell them. So I got pretty got pretty savvy at it, I guess. I also installed a couple mod chips, like on PlayStations and stuff. Do I watch the anime Pokemon Horizons? I haven't watched it. Some models soldering is needed. Yeah. Got 6 3DS this week. Nizuma Gamer. Yeah, that'll be my second channel. Full shiny hunting on the old DS and GBA games was such a vibe. My first shiny hunt was Absol. It was Masuda Method on Black 2. It was the first shiny I ever like intentionally hunted. Took like 508 eggs or something. I should check out Horizons. All right, I'll add it to my list of many things to do. I think the idea of a modded 3DS is what I like. I can't think of a single game I want to play. Illinook, you need to play Yokai Watch. It has become one of my favorite game franchises of all time. And I have no nostalgia for it. I talked about this in the last stream, but like I'd never played it before the last month. It is one of my favorite game franchises of all time. It's phenomenal. Like it feels like Pokemon meets Animal Crossing. Like the vibe of Animal Crossing. You like, you know, when you just like you're chilling and you're playing Animal Crossing, or like I have a lot of nostalgia for Wild World on the DS. Like me and my friends would play it like in the summer, and we'd stay up, you know, super late. We lived next door to each other, so we would play wirelessly without our parents knowing. And so I have a like Animal Crossing is just such a chill game. The newest one is whatever, but like Wild World and New Leaf was really good, and Yokai Watch is like Pokemon but with that vibe. Like it's just so good. Just everybody, yeah, you can skip Yokai Watch 1. You can just play 2. 2 has a lot of quality of life improvements, and like you don't really have to play 1. If you like get really into 2, you can go back and play it, but two's where to start. It's Yokai Watch 2 is like, it might be a perfect game. Like playing it, like I honestly can't think of anything that I would like change about the game. There's just so much packed into it. What do I think of Wolborg Gen 1? It's my favorite. I love Wolborg. It's one of my favorite Beyblade lines in Plastic Gen. You can get any game on the consoles library on the 8 shop. Yeah, that's like the fake shop or whatever. Longest hunt was Pat Rat on Black and White 2. Took 26,000 counters. That's insane. Emulator stinky. Jesus. I feel like I swallowed sand. It's awful. Convinced by Peanut Butter Gamer's video on New Leaf. I really like New Leaf. Wild World is the only Animal Crossing game I played. I mean, that's one of the best ones, to be honest. I broke Nizuma. Any way to find all OG Beyblade products from Takara and Hasbro? I found some wiki and other websites, but there's so many random ones. Are you looking for like a comprehensive like release list? If you go to the Plastics DB, it has like every Beyblade released basically for Plastic Gen, but it doesn't like separate it into like all of the releases. So like what's Takara and what's Hasbro. Some the stuff that has variations between the two, it will, but it also doesn't cover like all the stadiums and stuff like that. Should be getting my first lot of plastics in this week. Ah, that's hype. Very interested to know how that goes. Atari, get out of there. Pickaxe shouted at me every time I came out of my house. Oh yeah, that's Mr. Rossetti. If you quit the game without saving, he'll pop out. The Metabots GBA games was on the 3DS store. I would get a modded 3DS, but about any 3DS game I would have wanted I already own. You can load GBA games on the on the 3DS, as well as Game Boy games. The Metabots GBA game was great. The RPG. The fighting game I didn't really like that much, but the RPG, amazing. Illinook, if you want some Plastic Gen stuff, hit me up on Discord. I'll hook you up, bro. Like, if you want to, like, actually, like, get some Plastic Gen stuff for videos or whatever, hit me up. Don't play the fighting game. Yeah, it's like not that good. Hook me up too. You already have a ton of Plastic Gen stuff. Give me the G-Revs. How do I feel about the Pokken tournament game? I've never played it. Do yourself a flavor and don't play Metabots AX. I've already played it. I hated it as a kid. If I had stuff to sell for plastics, yeah, just shoot me a message on Discord. I'm actually like, I haven't had a lot of time. I've got like bins of stuff that I need to sort and list. I've listed like a few things on Mercari, but I have a ton of extra Plastic Gen stuff that I need to like move. Got to get Zero G stuff first though. Yeah, it's fair. Zero G is dope. Last few few days I managed to get growing up. Oh, few manage. What the frick? Either I can't read or something. Jeez. I think what Lucario is saying is the few bays I managed to get growing up were Hasbro G-Rev. Can't stick around, but I should probably get some sleep. Nearly 3 a.m. over here. Dang. Get some sleep, Ethan. Yeah. Have a good night, man. Yeah, if we want to get a lot going, I could just PayPal it to you or something. Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah, like I said, I have like an obscene amount of stuff. Like, I can sort of bring you guys down here actually a little bit and show you guys some of this. Got a small amount of plastics before though. Most of them were mixed, broken parts. Yeah, that's the only thing. For the most part, I've gotten pretty lucky with all of the stuff that I've gotten being in one piece. Let me turn on the light. That's a little better, I guess. So I'm going to do a Plastic Gen collection update at some point. Ooh, can I swap this to the front camera? Ooh, that's so nice. So this is like, originally I had this, and I was just like, this is going to be my collection case. So this has like a lot of stuff in it. This was what was going to be like my main collection box, but obviously it's just like, it's not big enough for everything. I mean, it's packed, for sure. There's a lot of stuff in here. Ooh, Zeus, hello. These are all Beyblades. You guys get to see some of my collection before I do a collection video. So this is all Metal Fight and Burst. This is also Metal Fight. This is signed by everybody that was at Beyblade West Coast last year. I got my X stuff up here. Got a stuffed animal. There's my ex-girlfriend's that she didn't take with her. Yep, X stuff. Let's move some of this. American comics. Mini 4-wheel drive. Future video coming soon. I can't read chat at the moment, so bear with me, guys. Metal Fight parts. What is this? Hey, Max. Metal Fight wheels. Crap. Burst crap. And then this is pretty much all loose Plastic Gen. And it's just there's a lot in here. Oh, I need to pull that out. That's gonna go on my fancy shelf with all my cool stuff. Galleon goes over here, of course, guys. He's got to be on display. Favorite. Ooh, oh, Galax. What the heck? You can go over here too. Yeah, heck yeah. Let's do it. Ooh, a Vulpes. That's 3D printed. I did a video on that. Hey, Maxie. How you doing, buddy? Meki gold-plated Ultimate Dragoon. Hello. I should pull this out. There should be a... Yeah, there we go. Gold Hell Scythe. Let me pull these stands out. I had to move pretty quick, guys. So, like, there's some disorganization happening. So, in here, I've got more Beyblade stuff. In here, I've got more Beyblade stuff. There's just stuff everywhere. Anyway, okay. That's enough of that. All right. Tempted to say I have more. Oh, okay. You want to... All right. You want to keep going? We can keep going. Shinobi Salamander. Baldur Bumper Bite. Bay Terminal Prize. Koro Koro exclusive. We've got the gold Koro Koro exclusives and the manga. Valkyrie exclusive. We've got more sealed plastic gen. Recolor Seaborg 2. More blur scrap. Metal faces. All this is Koro Koro exclusive. Galleon. Random booster. Oh, flex hard. Dragoon V2. We've got recolor of Galman Clear. Another Galleon. Black Clear Dronzer S. Red Galleon 2 in case Flame Rose ever breaks. We've got some sealed, whatchamacallits, pin boosters with gum. We've got this. Nobody has this. Look at that. I'm going to unbox this at some point, but this is a clear crystal version of Dragoon S Toys R Us exclusive that comes with this little plastic Dragoon thing that sits on top. This thing's sick. Took me like a year to find that sealed. We've got Fang Leon red version, not mid-fake. What is this? Oh, what is that? Sealed Hasbro Biscual. What is this? Ring Attacker. It just keeps going. Dark Dragoon. Ultimate Reboot Dash. Okay, all right, I'm done. My back hurts. Holy. All right. Oh, what's up, Charles? Bay is a mortgage payment. Beyblade is somebody's rent money. It's gonna be my rent money pretty soon. Like I said, I'm gonna be selling off some of this stuff. So I've got like duplicates of some things. Oh, and single file, please. Yes, single file. Flexing in 25th anniversary. Yeah, come at me, bro. Just finished streaming. Hey, nice. What's up, Juice? Bro has a black market of Beyblades. This isn't even like straight, bro. I just have crap everywhere, guys. Like, it's just... I bought a new tripod, and this one's a little different. It's better than my old one, because it broke, but... yeah, this one's pretty good. I guess I should put some of this stuff back. Max, what are you doing? What are you doing? Ooh, we got the second Game Boy Color game, too. Fighting Tournament. This took me a really long time to find complete in the box. I need to get a case for this, but like check out the art on the back. It's like super early. I don't know if it's gonna focus on live, but I love the like really early art for Bakutin shoot. Will Bird win before episode 40? I think so. Didn't see the Beyblade pen launcher? Pen launcher? What pen launcher? Been looking for the one with Kai on the cover. Is that the first game? This one? Yeah, I love this game. Whenever I get another monitor, I'll finish doing the Let's Play of this, but I really like this game. It's pretty cool. Hard to find in box. Yeah, this one took a while too. I've actually had this copy for quite some time. The second one, actually, for me, was harder to find than the first game for whatever reason. Boxing Shoot has one of my favorite art styles in any show. Yeah, it's pretty good. Hoping Drawn Buster gets a black or dark pearl recolor. Or purple recolor. That'd be cool. Wish it was translated. Me too. So I talked to a guy who's done translation work on some other Game Boy Advance games, specifically the Legends Game Boy Advance game, which I did make a video on. Legends is awesome. One of my other favorite franchises, but lesser known franchises. But the issue is that Hudson, the company that made this game, was notorious for using like weird, like proprietary compression or whatever. So you can't just like create a table and source the text because it's like compressed in a weird way. So you have to find somebody that understands the Hudson like compression or whatever, and they have to like decode it before you can even do anything with it. So I think that's one of the reasons why this game has never seen any sort of progression. People have translated Hudson games before, so it's probably just a matter of like finding the right person. But yeah, I don't know where to. I tried. That was as far as I got. Watch that cat. Avalanche time. It sounds like Hudson Soft. Yeah. But yeah, I've been going through stuff, finding stuff that like I didn't even know I had. Like I completely forgot about. I found a Ninja Turtles 3DS game today that I've never played. It's probably not good, but I have it. And then I've got Battle Beat 'em on Fire Spirits. This is sealed. I should get one of those little plastic cases for this. Official pen launcher for sale a little bit ago, so I want to find out more about it. There's almost nothing about it. Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. For what generation? I don't think I've ever heard of a pen launcher. Looks like it's missing gold Leon Claw. I have 5 gold Leon Claw codes that I need to redeem. So I will. I know he doesn't have Drake, bro. Oh. I don't. Plastic? Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe it was bootleg. Because I've never seen it. And I've seen just about everything, I feel like. You guys are wrong. One day I'll have Drake. When it releases in the West. Drake is going down in price. I mean, it's still like, what, $100+. All the codes I have I can't redeem anymore? Yeah, for Hellscythe? Yeah, you waited too long, bro. Hey, Ray, I have like 3 more gold Hellscythes coming, so if you want one, I can hook you up when they come in. Had 3 gold Hellscythes? Yeah, that sucks. What do I rate the gens? Like compared to each other, or just like 1 out of 10, like in general, or what do you mean? Yeah, we have to wait for summer for our gold Leon Claw. Kind of sad, bro. I need my gold Leon Claw. Keychain Beyblades. Oh yeah, I remember those. Hasbro released those. They did like Dragoon. They did Drasil. They did Dronzer. I used to have one, actually. It was just a little keychain with a little mini ripcord. Those things were cool. Plastic Gen is better. Best X Beyblade so far. My favorite is Leon Claw. The best? Probably Phoenix Wing. If Burst didn't burn me out on gold, I would want one. But Burst Gold looks like pretty crappy. Like, what, Maxie? Like, these actually look like gold versus like the Burst ones that just look like mustard. Even though I grew up more during Metal Fusion era. Plastic Gen, yeah. I mean, in terms of the anime, Plastic Gen has the best anime, 100%. Like, and that's having like rewatched at least some of each gen within the past year, or well, last year. Plastic Gen's the best in terms of the anime. Now you can sort of like dissect like the actual toys a little bit. That really comes down to preference. I think there's like good qualities for all of the toy lines for the most part. But I think, yeah, I think Plastic Gen takes the cake for the anime. Mine would be Unicorn Sting because of its shape and gimmick. I actually like Unicorns kind of like, I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. Wasn't that hyped for it. Even when I was a kid, I didn't like the MFB anime. Like, the second season, I think, is all right. Like, I think the second season is the best of the Metal Fight series. But, like, Metal Fusion, I like, legitimately don't think it's very good. We watched them all last year from Plastic Gen to Burst. Yeah, okay. So you know what's up. Like, because I grew up with Plastic Gen, I think a lot of people, like, when I say that I think Plastic Gen's the best, at least in terms of the anime, I think it's, like, just nostalgia or being biased. But it's, like, legitimately, like, I legitimately just think it's the best. I think it has the best plot. I think the characters are more interesting. I think the setting, where they travel to and the stadiums and stuff, I just think it's more interesting. I thought the voices in Metal Fusion was weird. Yeah, Jinga's voice is bad. I'm just going to say it. Currently getting a friend of mine hooked on Plastic Gen. Dope. Yeah, the anime is so good. It really is good. Burst Gold is pretty cheap. Yeah, 100%. What do you think next Painted Bay after Drake and Phoenix? Well, Shark's getting painted. I don't know. Probably another, like, big, you know, head honcho boss guy. It seems like all of the big bosses are going to be, like, the painted Beyblades. So, like, Phoenix and Drake are both, like, seem to be, like, high-end, you know, dungeon boss, final boss type guys, you know? G-Rev is peak? Yeah, it is. Got into Burst, Plastic Gen is best anime. Yeah. Yes. OG Beyblade dub and soundtrack slap, to be honest. A lot of people really, like... A lot of people criticize the Plastic Gen dub. I actually don't think it's that bad. There's a couple things that, like, got changed or censored, like, you know, kids dying. But I think as a whole, I think the dub's, like, pretty decent. I don't think it's too bad at all. Animation scenes of Aiga and Phi Final Battle in Burst Season 3, where the part Aiga is about to end. Phi looks pretty dope. Kind of reminds me of One Punch Man vibes. G-Rev is how a world championship should be in Beyblade. I think the first season world championship was pretty good too. I think one of the things that I think is sorely lacking in most of the series is it's hard to make the battles engaging when the stadium's the same every time. Like, whether you, like, love it or hate it, the one thing that I think Plastic Gen, like, did to keep things interesting was, like, they were always fighting in, like, big diorama stadiums. So they'd be fighting on the White House or the Eiffel Tower or a city or a bridge or the Coliseum. It was always, like, these miniature sets that they were Beyblading on, and it just kept the battles interesting versus, like, Burst or X, where it's the same stadium, the same texture every time. It gets boring after, like, 50 plus episodes, you know? Unless the story and the characters are carrying it, watching those battles over and over again get pretty dull, because there's nothing to really change it up. The only thing that changes the dynamics of the battle is when they introduce a different Beyblade with like a different gimmick. Where are my cough drops? Holy crap. And the soundtrack for Plastic Gen's good. The Japanese soundtrack, the English soundtrack. Honestly, I've heard openings for like a bunch of in a bunch of different languages for Plastic Gen. I feel like they're all good. Some of them I'd never heard before, like the past year, and I was like, this slaps, bro. I don't even know what language this is, but this is great. I just dropped my cough drop on the floor. Guys, it just vanished. It's like when you drop something under your car seat and it just falls into a black hole. Oh, there it is. Don't worry, I'm not going to put it in my mouth. I'll get another one. I do like when they fight on the concrete, though, but they probably stop so kids don't ruin their rubber flats or plastic flats. I have a Frostic Dronzer whose tip is like, I'm pretty sure was launched on concrete. It's pretty worn. Miss the concrete stadiums and such for OG's Beyblade generation. Illinois, have you watched all of Plastic Gen? Just out of curiosity. I need to throw this in something. They battled everywhere. Yeah, it was, I don't know, it was just interesting. Hip-hop opening for 2002. The Japanese opening for 2002 is just so good. Hang On. I did, but years and years ago. You should rewatch it, bro. I should, like, steal my nephew from my sister and force him to watch the first episode of each series and tell me which one he likes best. I think that could be interesting. Because I don't think he's seen the anime for any of them. Like, he knows Beyblade, but I don't think he's ever watched the show. Easily been 13 to 14 years. I feel like I'll rewatch, like, the season every few years. I don't always necessarily watch all of them, but usually I'll pick up one. Like, I watched pretty much all of Metal Fight and the Soul Blaze movie last year. It was hard. First season was hard to get into. Watch it in sub. Yeah, so I've been slowly watching the sub, rewatching the sub. I need to get back on that. Are you going to the tournament on the 17th? Where's it at? 17th. I don't even know where or what it is. As in a lot of episodes. True. That's true, but they're like 20 minutes. Say hi to Atari. Oh, in California? Yeah, there's no way, bro. There's no way I can make it out to California by the 17th. I do want to go back to California for sure. Just to, you know, see everybody again, you know, fight Shindog and APAC and everybody again. Maybe beat JoJo. I hear she's going to tournaments again. Why you hold him like that? It's a her. I've got her from underneath. She doesn't care. My cats are weird, man. Would be good content too, yeah. Don't know why Vault didn't have his voice. It's all right. Come on. Let's back up. Come on. Didn't have his voice sound deeper once he got older. Probably because his voice actor was a girl. I think I think Plastic Gen and Metal Fight both had male protagonists, or male voice actors for the protagonists. Jenga's, though, is, you know, The direction for that was a little weird. Want to go back to Beyblade North, but that would require going to Canada again. I'm definitely going to try to get my passport this year, because I do want to go to Anime North just to meet up with Zenki. I think Swift usually tries to go, so it would be cool to link up with Swift again as well. So yeah, we'll see. My female cat's name, Atari. Yeah, she's just vibing. If I go to Anime North, I'll go back. When is it? Why am I sick? I don't know. I just am. I would rather not be sick. Plan to try to go to Anime North. My sis went last year. Dang, I could end up meeting up with a bunch of people. That'd be dope. Next year, let's do it. Oh, May? Yeah, I don't think May's gonna happen. I don't even have my passport yet. Maybe next year. Which would be good, because that'll be like the height of X. That would be great. Vitamin C, I've got vitamin C. I got the chewables. I think it's like 1,000 milligrams or something. Yeah, I've been taking vitamin C. I got some tea with honey. I got cough drops. Slight soft spot for English Jinga's voice because he shares the voice actor with a funny character in Metabot's anime dub, but only slight. I mean, he was also the voice actor of Brooklyn in the 3rd season of Beyblade, and that was great. He did great as Brooklyn. I blame the voice acting director for Metal Fight for Jinga. I want to go too. Let's all just go. Let's all go to Anime North next year. You can't get your passport expedited the same day? I don't think so. Can you? Either way, there's no way I could afford like a plane ticket to Canada and all that crap in a month. I just moved. We can have a BayTuber meetup. Japan. Ooh, yeah, Japan or Anime North. Guys, it's fine. We'll hit like 1 million subscribers and we'll be rolling in the big boy BayTuber money. And then we can do it that way. Yeah, I thought it took a while, like a couple months. No way this year. Yeah, no way. No shot. Plans for content this week. Have I played Yokai Watch 4? I have not. So I've played Yokai Watch 1, and I've played Yokai Watch 2. I'm still playing 2. I'm actually having to replay it because I accidentally lost my save file like a week ago. So I'm almost done with it again. So I've basically played 2 back to back now, just so I can rebuild my team and like play the ranked ladder. I'm trying to like basically flesh out 2 as much as I can before I move to another game. Just because like there's a limited number of Yokai Watch games and I want to really savor it, you know? Okay. What was that question? What's planned for the new week? So tomorrow there'll be new video. Pretty much every day this week there's going to be new video. I don't know if I'll do 7 days this week, but I'll definitely do 5. So I'm off the next couple days, and I'm going to be busting out some content. Probably a decent amount of Plastic Gen content, actually, this week. I'll probably mix in a couple X videos, so maybe 3 Plastic Gen videos and 2 X videos. We'll see. But definitely back to regular uploads, because I got internet again. I'm mostly unpacked, so... Do cats need passports? That's a great question. I think they do, actually. Or they need to go through the process of like having the paperwork for like all their vaccinations and all that stuff. Expect a package from Noozle 3D soon this week. Nice. We can have a party in one of our hotel rooms and just Beyblade all night. That sounds dope. Plastic Gen, it's been a long time. I just did a video. Everybody always says that. They're like, you haven't done a Plastic Gen video in so long. What? I think I posted one 2 days ago. on the first Plastic Gen Stadium. I gotta look. Where is it? I'm pretty sure it was like 2 days ago. 3 days ago. And that's like, and I'm not even fully unpacked. Nuzul is a beast. We got something cooking right now. Yeah, Nuzul's stuff is great, bro. I really like Nuzul's products. I like his little stands and the little launcher grip things. Probably my favorite. And the like the dual launcher setup. All of this stuff's super useful. 2 days is too long, bro. I gotta work and unpack. You see all this crap? You see all this junk around me? There's just boxes everywhere. Want the launcher rubber he made, but it's actually been a hot debated topic in the WBO, so it's not legal unless it's unranked. I actually asked Zenki and Shindog about it, and they both said they don't care because it doesn't modify the launcher in a way that increases the strength or modifies the gear ratios or anything like that. Like custom grips are legal. You could put a piece of duct tape on the end of it and nobody would say anything. So, but Shindog said he didn't care. Zenki said he didn't care. So they, the consensus between them, at least, which they're both organizers, was that it just comes down to whether the organizer allows it. But like a few other people had commented and they were like, yeah, I don't care. Obviously, like the super long rip cords you couldn't use or anything, but just the little plastic grip things like this does nothing other than like basically extend your grip or whatever. But you could literally take this off, wrap duct tape around this, and that would be fine. Same thing with like Metal Fight. Like if the prongs are broken off, you can still use it. Even if you've just got it tied in a knot at the end, you can still use that. As long as it functionally, it hasn't been modified. Like in terms of like how the actual thing performs, then it shouldn't make a difference. Have I met Gothic Gaming yet? No. Don't think so. Want to buy Benchplay's Trigger V2 X version so bad. I don't even know if I've seen that. That dude pumps out so much stuff. I do have some stuff from Benchblade that I need to make a video on. I might do that this week. Just want them to do another extended ripcord. I don't think it's necessary, honestly. Like the launches are already so strong as it is. Do you want to get another Beyblade from Benchblades pretty soon? Yeah, I have a few, actually. Do you know if Drawn Dagger Set and Chain are going to have an update like Unicorn Sting in the new mold? Probably. As long as they're still in production, then most likely they will have an updated mold. And then anything that we get in America, most likely will have updated mold like from launch. X stuff already has high RPM, basically makes it impossible to use. Yeah, like honestly, I played around with launch strength a lot, sort of like testing sort of like the numbers, you know, tracking it with this. Anything over like 8,500 is completely unnecessary and just increases your risk of self-KOing. Which is just like, you know, a normal solid launch, but like ripping it as hard as you possibly can is just like it's just like a time bomb. Like you're more likely to just self KO than anything, launching as hard as possible, at least over 8,500. Like 8K to 8,500 is like ideal, I think. Wish the car made remakes in X this good. Well, I mean, we only have one right now. Since I came in late, how's the move-in process been? Well, I've worked the last 4 days and I've been sick the last like 2 or 3 days. I'm feeling better today, but my throat's like super nasty, like I swallowed sand. Um, so I haven't really had much time to like unpack anything else. So this is kind of what we're working with. I got a bunch of crap over here. I've got this shelf set up, got a cat tower set up, and then I've got more just crap everywhere. Ripperoni. Can't be too harsh on TT on how they do remakes. Yeah, they're doing the best they can. I'm confused on how Rush was marketed as faster than Flat with 10 teeth as opposed to 12, but now Accelerate is supposed to be faster with 16 teeth. Which one is it? So Rush, Rush, I think how's the gearing work? I think Rush, is it lower speed accelerates faster? Or lower gear accelerates faster, higher gear is higher top speed? I don't know. Somebody who has brain cells that work, let me know. Because I am like, mine are not mine are not working. Neither is my throat. Holy crap. Can't even talk. Rush is supposed to do more extreme dashes. Yeah, well, true. Yeah, Rush can like consistently hit the extreme dash, and it has higher stamina too. So it can attack for longer versus Accelerate, which is going to be faster, but will not have as much stamina as Rush. Continuous extreme dashes. Yeah, there you go. That's a better. Torque versus speed. Yeah, well, I don't know that torque really matters in Beyblade. Maybe it does. Don't forget Rush Bit broke easily. Where's my Rush Bit? Here's my Rush Bit. Looking nice and spicy. Not too bad at all. And I've made a lot of X videos. Rush is fine after like 100 battles. Yeah. Don't Oonga Boonga launch and you'll be good. I think Gaia Strategy Dragoon will use the Rush Bit for its remake. That's so far down the line. Already got combo ideas for the Excel Bit ? I mean, obviously we're going to test it on Leon. Because we have to test everything on Leon. I really like. I think Accelerate might be good on like Shark. Or anything that's like high risk attack that has bad stamina anyway. I just don't like Rush is such a safe attack bit because it has high stamina and it's like easier to control. Wish GT would settle on naming schemes with the bit. Some are named after the type of bit or type of tip they are, and others are just random names. Yeah. What plastic gen bay do you want to see in X? So I think we're going to get all of the S series Beyblades from plastic gen. I think that's pretty much a given. Whether we get anything else is kind of up in the air. I wouldn't mind seeing, like realistically, like what I think we could potentially see is probably Wolborg. I would like to see Wolborg. I think it'd be pretty cool. I mean, they did it in Burst, so I guess it's nothing new, but they're not going to give us like, you know, Galleon or Galax or I don't know, maybe this time they give us Zeus. That'd be pretty cool. 124 or MS. If you're talking about Dragoon S. That's technically the third Dragoon. What Metal Fight Bay you wish you want to see in X? I don't really care about the Metal Fight Beyblades in X because like X is already metal. And I mean, if anything, Vulcan Herusius I would like to see, but we're not going to see it. It wasn't even on the voting list, I don't think. So I don't really care. Like, I'll be like most of the. I don't really like most of the main characters in Metal Fight. Like, I don't really like Jenga. I don't really like Ryuga. I don't really like. What's his name? The guy with the bowl or whatever. Like that whole team, I just don't really care about. Like Masamune's stuff, like, you know, Rei Unicorno or something, I guess would be kind of cool. It would be bad. Unless they give us the CS bit, in which case it would be a great buy. But yeah, like Vulcan Harusius is probably my favorite Metal Fight Beyblade. Because Nile's my favorite Metal Fight character. All the Russian team gets C Beyblades, so Seaborg, Wyborg, etc. HMS would be interesting to see in X. Sort of, but like you have to think about like how X is like made. So a lot of people said they wanted HMS, but you're getting the aesthetic, like the look of HMS. It's not actually HMS. So like they're not functionally going to be the same. And Dragoon MS is just like a miniaturized version of Dragoon S with some weird metal bits on it. So it's like, what's going to be the difference between Dragoon S and Dragoon MS for X? Like, actually, you know? Does that make sense? That's why I don't care about the HMS stuff, because it's like, well, if we're already getting like the S series stuff, then like, what's the point? Because like Drasil MS looks like Drasil S, Drigger MS looks like Drigger S, Gaia Dragoon MS looks like Gaia Dragoon G. Yeah, they all look like previous iterations, like very, very similar. Hot take, I hate Ryuga. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't like Ryuga. He's like the most overhyped character. Yo, what is up? How am I? I'm sick. And cough drops are not helping. What if X HMS are just a lot heavier than the XS series? Then I'll just be mad. Like, look, HMS was a flop, guys. In Japan, it was a flop. I made a video on this. I don't hate HMS. I actually like HMS. But if they're going to give us remakes, I want remakes of something else. If you're going to give us S-Series, give us S-Series. I don't care about HMS. I'd rather them give us, like, other character Beyblades. So, like, Galax, Shark Rush, Zeus, Voltaic Ape, like any of the other characters. Like, I would love to see other characters like actually get made. They would be for the looks, but would be for OG lovers, even if they aren't the best bays ever. Yeah, but I want them to be good. Like, I don't want them to be crap. Like, I don't want every remake that comes out to just be, like, bottom tier. Copium than anything. That's why they went to 4G or 0G. Yeah, 0G. A lot of people were like, why wasn't 0G on the list? It's because people don't like it. I like 0G. I actually might like I think I like 0G more than Fusion. And like conceptually, like the actual system, like the actual tops themselves, I like more than most of the Metal Fight stuff. Most of Fusion. It's a cool system the way it works. They flopped Tripio? Yeah, I was kind of mad about that. So far behind, lol, watched a few Classic Gen episodes growing up. Just been binge watching since I got back into it. I'm in G-Rev right now. That's dope. G-Rev is so good. Car remakes are so mid. They are timid when it comes to putting gimmicks. I mean, I don't expect them to give us every gimmick, but at least make them heavy enough to like be viable against the other stuff. Like, what's the point of celebrating the 25th anniversary if you're giving me remakes that are going to be crappy at the tournaments, right? I want to show up to a tournament and beat some 8-year-old's butt with Dragoon. Okay, that's my goal. So they make it weak. They don't have to make it weak though. They want to promote their new series because that's most profitable. It doesn't matter whether it's X or whether it's plastic gen or whether it's like a remake or whatever. They're still selling it. If it's good, Japanese players are gonna buy it regardless. So it doesn't matter if it's like the X anime characters or whether it's the plastic gen characters or whatever. If it's good, people will buy it. And Japanese players are super intense about like min-maxing, so they will buy 10 copies. If it's good, they will buy 10 copies to get the heaviest possible one that they can get. So I don't think that's true. I think if it's good, people will buy it. At least in Japan. Because Japan's like very tournament heavy. They have a huge support for tournaments in Japan. Gimmicks don't pump out right away. Yeah, it'll be a little while before we get like complex gimmicks. So stuff like bearing tips or anything like that. Every new gen starts slow. Yeah, 100%. They made Dronzer both light and off balance since they're afraid of making it too good since it's rounder. Yeah, but they made it. I mean, I can understand doing that. Like they did the same thing for Night Shield. It's off balance, but they could have made it a couple grams heavier, and it like. I'm not saying it like they can balance it. They can test it, right? So if it's like super under, they add a little more weight to it. If it's too good, they scale some of it back. So, but they scaled way too much back, and it's just like not. It's like, you know, C tier, maybe D tier. It's just not that good because of the weight. The off balance thing I could deal with, but the weight is the main issue. Bench already made a bearing bit like a year ago in X. Stays close to the community, takes some hints on what people want. Oh, they know. I have no doubt that we'll get a bearing bit. 100%. Like, we'll get a bearing bit. They try to promote shock absorption and the wobbling, but in reality, it's not that good. Well, I mean, they did that with, like, all of the early gen stuff. So, like, Burst, like, Trident Heavy Claw has those stupid little claw things that swing out. Like, it's functionally not a good gimmick. Like, they can say whatever they want about it. Oh, it comes out and helps the center of gravity or whatever. But functionally, it's not good. That's just how they try to promote stuff. Like every release has to have some good, cool new thing. Otherwise, no one will buy it, right? So they have to hype them all up. They might call a bearing tip eternal. Yeah, who knows? I mean, they could call it anything, really, as long as we get it. I read that Burst Remake Trigger S was pretty competitive, and Trigger V2 was very good. Actually, for classic format, a lot of the early Burst like remake layers are pretty good. So like Dragoon F, you could use for like spin stealing combos or equalization combos. Burst resistance isn't great, but you could use it. People did top tournaments with it. Trigger S, Wolborg got used as well, and Dronzer F. Still wanting a Kitsune Bay? It'll probably happen. Bearing-based stamina is always popular. I can't imagine a world where X doesn't get a bearing tip eventually. Yeah, I agree. Trident was good for attack. I'm talking about the driver, not the actual layer. Trident, like, the layer was okay. I wouldn't call it great, but it was okay. Do I think the Valkyrie remake will have a rubber tip? I think it's more likely that Pegasus has a rubber tip than Valkyrie. I think Valkyrie probably gets gear flat. because that's probably the closest thing to, what's it called? Variable? Is that the burst tip? For Valkyrie? Valkyrie, I think it's variable. I think the next painted X-Bay will be a purple turtle. I'd be okay with a purple turtle. There's only been 2 Fox Bays in existence. Yeah, there hasn't been many. Variable, yeah. Variable was a weird concept. Yeah, Valkyrie boost variable. Okay, I had it right. Variable, like the whole idea of awakening parts, which just means making cheap, like part gimmicks that intentionally wear, is such a dumb idea to me. Like, because eventually it gets to a point where the tips, like, it's not usable. So I've got like a bunch of early burst stuff that just like they're flat. Like, I think I have a couple mint variables and I'm never gonna use them because there's no point. And even if you get a mint, like, you have to be so careful, the little tabs will break off. Yeah, it's just, I really didn't like the whole awakening thing. Like, look, we made special portions of your Beyblade to intentionally break. Why? It's like the teeth already break. Why you got to make more stuff that breaks? X Valkyrie might just get a red colored LF. I really think one of the gear tips makes sense. I feel like that's kind of similar to variable. Mint and damage versions of all of those drivers, yeah. Seeing a stadium where it has upward decks and multiple extreme lines, that'd be cool. I do hope we get some stadium, like gimmick stadiums at some point. Awaken variable is so bad because it's too much area to grip. I think awaken layers is more interesting than drivers personally, but yeah. Divine and Beat Fox. Yeah, and there's a Vulpes, right? Didn't get released though. An X version engine gear, but TT would never do it. Yeah. I don't think engine gears, I don't think they're viable. Like, it's too much stress on what would be a really small mechanism. Like, engine gears are already pretty fragile as it is. Imagine putting like the torque of hitting the extreme line into it, and it's just gonna absolutely shred the internals. Variable or volcanic? I don't know. Somebody that knows more about burst, let me know. I don't even know what volcanic is. Left X bays, as you might not be able to burst a left bay without a right spinning, and vice versa. It wasn't really an issue in X, was it? Let's see. This goes on like this, right? So it has to get hit that way. If it's left, I think that, well, the ratchet will be reversed because these can switch from right to left. So the ratchet, instead of turning right, will turn left. I don't think it'll be an issue. Like, you could still burst left spinning stuff in burst. Like Dragoon F will burst real easy. So will Dragoon S. Full Metal Drawn Sword? Yeah, I saw the video. It's pretty cool. Very heavy. Custom left for X where it can give you a good idea of how left spin. Yeah, I've seen a few people do left spin stuff. I really don't think it's going to be an issue. Concerned about how Bird is going to be perceived in this series? I mean, differently than he's already being perceived, because, like, everybody kind of thinks he's, like, just ass. And I mean that, like, in the nicest possible way. But, like, even Japan, like, if you get on, like, Twitter and you, like, search, you know, Bird, you know, on Twitter in Japanese, like, you'll just find comment after comment after comment, post after post about Japanese players just dogging on Bird. So it's not just, like, you know, the Western audience going, oh, Bird sucks. Japan doesn't like him either. The Hellbays aren't selling as well? Yeah. So, like, the new Wizard and Drawnbuster, Wizard sold the fastest, and then Drawnbuster, and then the new Hammer, like, was just not selling. People just don't like Bird. The only reason I think that Hellscythe sees as much use as it does is because it's just, like, very good. Do we want more or less left spin bays? I like how Plastic Gen made left more a preference than a meta call due to its spin gear system. I don't really care. Because I don't think spin stealing is going to be as prevalent just because it's way easier to get KOs now. Like in Metal Fight or whatever, if it's stamina versus stamina, you know, let's say like Meteo versus Flame 230, very unlikely that anybody's going to get a KO, right? It's just going to be a stamina match all the way to the end. But with X, there's always a trade-off. So high stamina is either has more exposed ratchets, so it's easier to burst. They're lighter, or they're off balance. So like, there's technically a labeled defense type, but like they're taking this stuff into consideration because they've like molded in off-centered points to balance out layers that they know would be too strong, or blades rather, not layers. Not called layers anymore. I don't think it'll be a huge issue. I really don't. A lot of people are concerned because like stamina really took over burst, but that's because like attack wasn't really favorable and defense wasn't really a thing because of like the terrible burst resistance. Like so stamina was like the safest bet for X, or not for X, for burst. So that's what took over the meta, but X seems way more balanced. It definitely feels like they're like putting more thought into the design. Praying he wins at least once. I think he's going to win. He'll definitely win. I think Hammer is going to be the Beyblade he wins with. Do you think X Pegasus will get a new bit whose width is the same as Flat and Rush, kind of like a Burst remake? I have no idea. It would make sense for them to give it some sort of rubber bit, but we'll see. It's very possible they just give it flat. Final moment for Quad Strike is more like Burst manga and felt earned for Bell in comparison to Dynamite Battle. Hey Nizuma, big fan. I'm still into the designs for Plastic Gen Bays and was wondering what the best place to get them at a reasonable enough price. Want to get a Dragoon G since it was special to me. So, generally speaking, the engine gear stuff is going to be the most expensive stuff to get, especially the Dragoons. Dragoon G and Dragoon GT are going to be not cheap. What is my cat meowing about? Max, what are you doing, buddy? Where are you at? You're meowing. What was I saying? Oh, you can try Bai. So like ordering straight from Japan is generally going to be the cheapest. Usually if you're buying bulk. If you're buying one Beyblade, it's typically not worth it because of shipping. But yeah, so I mean, expect to pay like between 30 and 50 for Dragoon G is what I would say. You try eBay, you try Mercari, you try Facebook Marketplace. Just kind of look everywhere, honestly. Ash never won a tournament until the end of the series. I really think he's going to win with Hammer. How do you think the 1v3 next week is going to go? Oh, the 1v3. I think it's going to go the same as the manga. Pretty much. Oh, wait, 1v3. What 1v3? There's a 1v2. What's the episode synopsis for next week? Attack is really good in standard burst. For like guilty, yeah, but everything else is like kind of like eh. What's that, Metal Tops? Guys, I gotta blow my nose. I swear I'm producing like gallons of mucus. Give me a second. Maxie, what's up, big boy? Oh, want to say hi? All right. Cough drops do nothing, I swear. I feel like it's making it worse. Someone made a nice shield that isn't off balance. Could that be cool to see? That would be cool to see, actually. Do you think we'll get a really tall rat shield like 230 from the middle series? Maybe, but I don't think it would be good. I think it would be bad. Just the way the stadium is designed, I think it would just make it more likely for you to get KO'd. Yes, Maximus Mucus. That's me, bro. At least Black and White were god tier games. 100%. Love Black and White. Black and White anime tried to be season 1 in all the worst ways possible. I haven't actually watched the Black and White anime. Excalibur, Ultimate, and Savior are all good. They just take skill. I'll be honest, I haven't played a lot of Burst Standard. Mostly Classic. Classic's my favorite Burst format. Like, I really like the single and dual layers. I like some of the God stuff as well, but generally, like, the first couple seasons is, like, the bulk of where my favorite stuff is. Car? What? Hope you feel better soon. Me too, man. Burst formats are trash. Classic probably the best. Yeah, I think Classic's pretty fun. The only issue is wear, like part wear. But generally speaking, it's not awful. Some stuff is definitely wears faster than other stuff. But like with dash drivers, most of it's pretty resilient. People think I just absolutely hate Burst, but I actually have a lot of classic Burst stuff. Like season 1, season 2, I have a lot. Burst in general is a horrid system for competitive. Yeah, well, they had to split it into like 27 different formats because like power scaling and weight creep and just like there's so many issues with like trying to balance the system because they just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, where's that box? All right, guys, let's just look at this real quick. All right, we're just gonna pull out. Where are the single layers? Where are my single layers at? Just to illustrate a point here, because this is probably the thing that I hate about Burst the most is the scaling. All right, so single layer Spriggan. All right, like Are you kidding me? Are you joking? It's a joke, right? Like the weight difference. Biggest mistake they made was like incessant creep. Wonder if TT could soon develop a mixed material of plastic other than metal or rubber could make highly enhanced performance for X. Like Palm. Wouldn't mind battling my Guardian Trigger against your combos. I have the power of God and anime on my side. Ha. Big bays are so cool. No, Nick. Stop, Nick. No, Nick. No. Stop it. This is not good. They fall off the launcher prongs. They're awkward to launch. They're awkward to try to keep on the launcher. There's 27 different parts for this that make virtually no difference. These chips make like no difference. Like no difference. Like this is no. They look cool. Like visually, I think they look pretty cool when they're just stationary. When they're spinning, they look like just messy. They got way too convoluted. You can't even tell what half the chips are even supposed to be. Like you gotta like. I could rant about like they're just too big, man. Like it's like this is a cookie. I could eat this. This is no. But when they started, like it was good. You know, it was good. You had like cool little simple designs that looked like these were aesthetically pleasing. Even up into God, you had like stuff like Drain Fafnir. It was cool. Victory Valkyrie, I still think is a really cool design. I think it looks very cool, but they just got way too messy. Issue of power creep. Yep. What's cap? Where's my Storm Capricorn? Nobody needs one of those. I feel like every generation had that issue, but burst. Every generation has had power creep. Some generations did it better than others. Plastic Gen, the weight discs were the same throughout the entire series. So while some of the plastic parts would get bigger, like the attack rings or the blade bases would get a little bigger, mostly in G Revolution where you had engine gears. But the engine gears typically were not great. They typically had worse stamina than the previous stuff. They also sat higher, so it was like attack builds on engine gears are typically not great because of how high they sit. You could just build a lower height combo and do a lot better. And then the attack rings, while they're bigger, especially for like V2 or G or whatever, GT, they're not so much heavier than the early stuff that you can't use them. So like Frostic Dronzer can hold up well into the later releases. Like a lot of the early stuff can. It's the most balanced because they didn't they kept the same the bulk of the weight, on the weight disc or whatever stayed the same, and they were cross compatible all the way through. But this too much. Metal Fight was good. The first, second season, virtually no power creep up until you got to Tempo and Hell. And then, of course, after that, we had, 4D, and then we had 0G or whatever. But, Plastic Gen has two formats. You have Plastic, and then you have HMS. That's it. For Metal Fight, you have, Limited, you have Standard, you have 4D, and you have 0G. For Burst, I can't even count them all off. You got, Classic, Standard, GT. You got the Hasbro format. Oh no, I'm sure there's more. But I mean, just looking at the amount of formats that the gens are split into can sort of illustrate how much of an issue power creep was. If it wasn't an issue, you wouldn't have to split it into different formats. Did like the clear parts in the beginning? Yeah, I really like the early aesthetic for Burst. They look super cool. Spinning burst bays look messy. They just look, I mean, they look messy in general. Like I really, some of the later releases I think look pretty cool. But overall, I don't think they look that. This one looks alright, I guess. But like, I don't know, it just... Hey, here we go. That one's a good one. Trigger GT. Or Trigger V2, what am I saying? Trigger V2, pretty good. But then, like, what is all this? What are these? I don't even know how to put this back together. Where's even the thing for this? Yeah. Ick. Like, this is not cooler than, like, I feel like it's got more paint on it and it's got more detail, but I don't think it looks cooler. Am I the only one? Surely not. Like, I think the first, whatchamacallit? What's this thing called? Longinus. I think the first one looks better than this one, for sure. Like, I think they had something going at the start, and then they just kind of lost it. I mean, granted, like, the early stuff was flawed in design. Just, you know, the teeth and stuff, but, you know, whatever. By the way, how's 0G been going? What do you mean? People barely use the DB Stadium? Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much all the stadiums or tournaments were in the standard stadium, which made it even, like, even more dumb because, like, the DB Beyblades barely fit out the pockets. Another reason why Stamina took over is because, like, if all the tournaments are happening in standard size stadium and it's super hard to get something, you know, KO'd out, then, you know, you just Stamina spam. If MFB went on for 7 years too, they would have gotten bigger too. I mean, they did get bigger though. Like 4D got bigger, like substantially bigger than Fusion. AKA engine gear stuff outside of World War IV are lackluster. Dragoon GT, I think, is really cool. Hasbro Zeus, which is engine gear, is really cool. I think Desert Sphinxer is really cool. I don't think it's good, but it's cool. Gaia Dragoon G, the engine gear in that is good. You can actually use that for stuff. It's like one of the few good engine gear. And then of course Wolborg, of course. Engine gear for that's like good. I like the engine gear system. Was it perfect? No, but I like it. So many comments. I meant meta-wise, wasn't bashing the concept itself. Okay. Metalfy has 4 formats. I thought it only had 3. So that Burst only has 4 mats. Ignore the wiki. The wiki doesn't host tournaments. The WBO hosts tournaments. Yeah, Metal Fight, yeah, limited standard, 0G and 4D. 4D got introduced like a year and a half ago. Rock Bison, yeah, Rock Bison's cool. I think later Burst is really cool for what it is and will get way more popular in a few years like 0G. I think it will with Burst kids. I don't think it will with like legacy players. Like, I think Burst competitive is gonna die. Comparatively. Like, I think Metal Fight's gonna retain its interest. Plastic Gen is like people are getting into it now. And so it's a little different, a little weird. But burst, I think the longer it goes, the more people are going to lose interest in it because it's like such a fundamentally flawed system, and it's going to have the worst part wear of any system because of the teeth. So eventually, your parts are going to be unusable, especially classic format. So you'll have to use Hasbro or you'll have to hoard single and dual layers. Um, Now, for like you said, for like DB stuff, I most of the people that play Burst Standard complain about Burst Standard. What do I think is the best design from Burst? Probably dual layers. It was the most profitable series for TT, but in terms of communities, the least popular. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubting Burst was popular. I think it. I mean, it marketed itself really well. It sold really well. It was extremely popular. It was the longest running series, but um, I think it was like right place, right time sort of thing. I think I think X will do better than Burst. I legitimately think it will be more successful than Burst because it's like a similar sort of gameplay element with the bursting mechanic, but it's more exciting, it's more interesting, and the parts are less fragile. What I think Burst could have done better, not using teeth. It's actually one of the few situations where I think Hasbro might have actually been the smarter one in that situation, at least early on. Doing slopes instead of teeth is way smarter. Um, like the tiny little teeth on Burst is just they're gonna wear. Like as they went on, they started to reinforce things, but even so, when you look at the teeth, there's not much material there between the little individual teeth, and they will wear. They will inevitably wear. The burst resistance will get worse and worse on all of your layers until you buy more or you stop playing. Some of the early slopes were so good, yeah. Every gen has been more popular than the last, so I think X will be more popular for sure. Marginally. You also got to think though, like the context, right? So Metal Fight was a little more popular than Plastic Gen, but Plastic Gen was also the first in the franchise, so it built, it had to build it from the ground up. I think if Plastic Gen were to come out now, I think it would. I think it would have done better than Metal Fight, and I think it would have done better than Burst. Because I think in terms of the story, like the actual anime, I think it's better. I think kids would have liked it more. Because like, let's be honest, like the Burst anime is not very good at all. Metal Fusion had like the second season. I think is pretty good. It has some good story elements in the other seasons, but overall, as a whole, from season 1 to 3 plus 0G, I don't think it's that good. Slopes are just as bad as teeth because plastic rubbing against each other will wear. Yes, that's true, but less so than teeth. So you'll get a little more life out of them. Makes me feel good. All my single, dual, and god layers are Hasbro. Yeah, but like the issue with Hasbro is like they look worse. Like the plastic's like not as clear. It's like foggy. That really bothered me. I don't know why. But like the TT stuff looks like really shiny and clear, and then the Hasbro stuff looks dull. Like you scratched it up and then tried to buff it out. Re-release Plastic Gen after X. Reset the timeline. See you, Metal Tops. Hey, thanks, man. Hasbro looks and feels terrible. I mean, like, Hasbro did some good stuff early on. Like, I really... I'm not going to knock early Burst Hasbro. While they did change from teeth to slopes, and, like, the plastic wasn't as clear, they were fine. In fact, some of the early, like dual layers and stuff for Hasbro are better than the Takara versions because there's no teeth. So, like, Spriggan, um, is usable. Like you can use that in classic format and it do well, versus the Takara Tomy one is dog crap because the teeth are so bad. Like straight out of the box, they're just bad. They're super shallow. Hasbro fumbled the launchers. True. Yeah, they did. I think the only string launcher we got early on was the that Excalibur one or whatever, which I think was okay, but it definitely wasn't comparable. But to be fair, the early burst launchers for Takara were awful. They were so bad. Nobody used them. Everybody used the sword launcher from the first Excalibur, because like the string launchers were just dog crap. They either broke or they weren't as strong. I don't know if there was a gearing change between Metal Fight and Burst for string launchers or what, but they were not good. Will you ever make your own personalized Nizuma Bay? I don't know. What's on your wish list for 25th anniversary this year? I would like to see something about Dragoon S, right? That's like flagship of the franchise. That's like what started it all. So I would like to see something about Tyson or Dragoon or Takao. I would also like to see merch that's not Beyblades. So like posters or like animated figures or like collectibles. Heck, I'll take a Funko Pop. I don't even like Funko Pops, but I'll take a Funko Pop. Give me some merch that's not just Beyblades. I would like to see other Beyblade stuff. Digimon did it. They got anime figures and all kinds of other crap. Bakugan even got Funko Pops. Where's the Beyblade stuff? Losing my Bay Street cred for liking later Burst? No, I mean, if you like it, you know, that's fine. Like I said, I mean, I think some of them look pretty cool. I personally, I lost interest the further Burst went on. Like, it felt like it should have ended after season 3, and it just kept going, and it kept going. I was like, oh, surely it's about to end, and it kept going. And even when it died in Japan, it kept going. I'm like, bro, just let it die. It's been like 7 years. Holy crap! I was so tired of seeing Vault. Give me something else. And then the pro tab changes I didn't like either. I'm just nitpicking right now, but I feel like Burst extended its welcome. It went on too long. X remakes of Ultimate Dragoon Size Zone Frostic. I would lose my crap if they did a Frostic Dronza remake. Like, you want to talk about 25th anniversary, but they're not talking about the first video game, which never gets mentioned. This is what started it. This is before the manga. This is before the anime. Nobody talks about it. Saizo, Ultimate Dragoon, Frostic Dronzer, first 3 Beyblades ever released at World Hobby Fair in Japan in 1999. No remakes. Never gets talked about. That's the start. But no, it's not the anime. Am I into Pokemon? I do like Pokemon. Pokemon's pretty cool. No disrespect to Burst and Metal, but those two were toxic? I don't think they were toxic. I like Metal. Like, I flew to California for a Metal Fight tournament. I like Metal Fight competitively. I love the system for competitive. I like the second season of the anime. The rest of it, I'm just like, I don't care that much about. Like, I don't care about the anime that much outside of the second season. I don't care about Ryuga or Jinga, or whether or not Jinga can just swallow a planet with his ego or whatever. Burst, I just lost interest. That's really like where it ends. And like, you know, you can say, well, you know, you've aged out, but like, guys, I've been playing Yokai Watch for the last month straight. That game's amazing. But like, I can go back and rewatch Plastic Gen, I can watch. There's a lot of like kid anime or like product placement anime that I just legitimately enjoy. I just don't think Beyblade has been a very good one for a while. But I don't think it has to be. I don't think it has to be anymore. Like there was a reason for like the first series to need to be good to sell the franchise, right? Because Takara was not doing well as a company. They'd had a little bit of success with Super Beat 'em On, but they did not have a lot going for them in terms of like what they were pushing product wise. So Beyblade needed to perform well, and initially it didn't, right? So at launch it didn't do that great. The video game didn't move that many copies. The manga launched and it started to pick up, and then the anime started and it exploded. So, you know, the anime definitely mattered at the start, but now, I mean, I don't really know that it matters because I think social media carries the hobby more than anything. Like the anime might get people into it, but once they get into it, then at that point, then it's like, well, does it really matter? Or they find out that there's a manga and they just read the manga. I don't know. I should be a consultant for a Beyblade franchise at TT. I'd take a job at Hasbro. Let me work at Hasbro doing some Beyblade stuff. I want to draw OG Red and OG Takao meet with Charizard and Ultimate Dragoonin, but that'd be so good. That'd be so good. I bet somebody's done that. Some Japanese artist or something. That's a great idea. Metal Fight isn't toxic, but the fans aren't. Yeah, 100%. Metal Fight has the most toxic fans, and I'm not saying that to be like super critical. Like I said, I flew all the way to California. That's across the country to go to a Metal Fight tournament. But yeah, for whatever reason, Metal Fight has the most toxic fans. I adore Burst, but I initially got into Metal Fight. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's things that I like from every series. It's just like, you know, some series I'll like one specific thing. I won't like everything. So X is the most fun I've had with Beyblade in a long time. I like X more than Burst. 100%. Like, not second guessing that at all. Metal Fight. My issue with Metal Fight is there's not that many unique parts. Definitely not good unique parts. So there's like a lot of crappy gimmicky parts that got released in Metal Fight that just like you just don't do anything with because they're just not particularly good. Like I said, my interest in Metal Fight is the competitive side of it. So there's a ton of parts that are not good. And then Metal Fight also recycled the most parts. I've talked about this many times, but like there's like 6 different rock variants, like Rock Leone, Rock's Rafa, Rock Orso, Rock Ares, like, and they just would constantly like Storm Pegasus, Storm Aquario, the Screw Fox, Screw Uranus, Screw whatever. Like there's just they recycle parts over and over and over. It's super annoying because you end up with like 12 different copies of a wheel that you're never going to use. But X I think is X is just super fun. I don't think we've aged out of Beyblade because we can still watch Plastic Gen and play it. Well, I mean, true. I made a lot of content on Beyblade. I still legitimately really enjoy Beyblade, like as a whole. I like Beyblade. I like talking about it. I like making videos on it. I like digging into the history of it. I like keeping up with X. Like I said, really like X. So, I think if you enjoy something, you just, as long as you enjoy it, you keep doing it. The fact that Burst brings out new protagonists for newer seasons is what kills it. Well, I mean, maybe. I'm fine with them switching protagonists if the protagonists are interesting. But if they're not interesting, then it doesn't matter. And like the first season of Burst, like has some like vibes that I like initially, but is boring. Like the first season is like really like not much really happens in the first season. It's a fairly boring first season, and most of the interesting plot points that they end up bringing up they solve within an episode. So like Daigo early on, he's got like this crap going on with his brother and all this stuff, and it's solved within an episode. I'm like, well, like it's just not that interesting. And then they go do a battle, and they play the same music for every battle, the same sound effects for every battle in the same stadium every time until they go to the training facility. Like it's just so boring. Watched the Bakugan shoot for the first time in 2020 when I was 18 and loved it. That makes me feel good. I think OG Plastic Gen run having that it's still unique aesthetic for the anime helped it a lot. I really like the traditional animation too for the first season. A lot of people don't like it. Like they're like, oh, it looks so dated. But like I just like that old school, like traditionally animated look for like early anime like that. Same with like Trigun or Cowboy Bebop or like any of that early stuff that was still like hand, colored cells or whatever. It just looks different. I just like that look. What type of avatars do you want to see in the future? I don't. I would like to see more like feline themed stuff just because I like cats, but like I'm not like super picky. It's a good question. I don't know. I really don't know. Some cats. Metal Fight fans are all the shonen kids, lol. That's why. Metal Fight fans don't even know what shonen is. Like, I love Metal Fight. It's my favorite cartoon. What's anime? Metal Fight fans hate anything before and after, and Bakugan fans typically like everything. Yeah. I would say that's mostly true. I don't know about Burst fans. I feel like most Burst fans like only consume Burst. Like it seems like now that Burst is over, they're sort of branching out into the like I'm seeing a lot of people get interested in Plastic Gen and Metal Fight. I think the Metal Fight boom from like a year and a half ago has started to die out. We've seen a lot more people making Plastic Gen content too. Like a year ago, there was virtually nobody. Nobody was making Plastic Gen content. And now we have like, we have a handful of content creators that are like, that actively make Plastic Gen content, which is great. Like Beyblade X and Elliot Sampson and, there's a few others that make, Plastic Gen content. And you've got, what's his name? The guy who makes Beyblades. Holy crap. Benchblade literally like makes Plastic Gen stuff. So that's super dope. Bird needs a win in Beyblade X, 100%. He sure does. They call it Metal Fusion. True. Imagine you made a Flame Rose in X. I do want to do that at some point. I think it's fine if Bird wins near the top of the tower since the anime said he improves quickly. What are you watching? We're like 20 plus episodes in. We're improving fast. They're 50 floors up the tower. He hasn't won at all. He can't even win outside the tower. I have to reread this and make sure. I think it's fine if Bird wins near the top of the tower. Bruh. Bird has not improved at all. What are you talking about? Hello Kitty Bay for X, that'd be dope. Plastic Gen content, yep, tomorrow. If you didn't watch my Stadium video, you should watch that. How's it going, Captain Terror, by the way? A lot of people must be getting into Plastic Gen now because there's way less stuff on eBay. I'll be listing more Plastic Gen stuff on my Mercari page over the next couple days. Unpacking and sorting through stuff, and I have a ton of extra stuff, so I will be getting rid of some stuff on Mercari. I'll do a community post when I update it, but yeah. So for a while at least, I'll have some Plastic Gen stuff to get rid of. So a lot of like used stuff. It'll all be in good shape. I don't sell anything broken, and then I have some new unboxed stuff as well. You're to blame for everyone making Plastic Gen content now, inspiring the next gen. I don't know, man. I don't think I can take credit for that. Beyblade X, did you watch my content and go, oh, I'm going to make some Plastic Gen content? Is that how that happened? Like, actually? I don't believe that. X fans calling Bird's losses is comedy. It's so repetitive you can't escape them. Fraud allegations. You guys are commenting so fast. We'll start making content, Plastic Gen content soon. That'll be good, Nick. Looking forward to that. We finally get another monkey Beyblade. Yeah, that's going to be dope. Bird needs a win where he really works for it and isn't just handed to him in a BS way. Yeah, I agree. He improves so quickly, you can't even see his winning fights. The manga is fine on the context. The anime makes Bird feel like a joke. See, for a couple episodes, I thought the anime was like expanding, right? So there's like the episode where he went off and trained and stuff, and sort of like a couple episodes where it felt like he was improving. I was like, okay, the anime is expanding. They're showing more of him training. And then it didn't go anywhere. And sort of like tapered off into nothing. And I was like, well, what was the point of even showing that? And like, Nizuma giving that sass. Bird is supposed to be good at everything but Beyblade. Is he good at cooking? Didn't they do a sushi episode where he was like bad at making food? Guys, check general Nizuma servers. We have a new reaction image. Oh, God. Bird is the GOAT. What do you mean? The GOAT at what? Bird's arc has been completely horrible. Yeah, 100%. Is Crab Diver a good attack ring? I think it's actually pretty fragile. And it's also pretty rare. I'd have to check the plastics database. I don't have it. Good thing you have a Patreon tier for that Plastic Gen stuff. Cough. Yeah, I don't think you were in here earlier, Captain Terror. Patreon rewards are getting shipped out tomorrow. Patreon rewards and some Mercari stuff. I have to go to the post office to get my mailbox key too. So that'll be sent off tomorrow. Plastic Gen tourney with Illinook. I have to convince him to leave his house. I say that like he doesn't leave his house. I don't actually know that, but let's see. Leader of the old heads. Yeah, I feel ancient. Can't wait till I start like X starts blowing up and I get recognized in Walmart in the toy section. That'll be fun. It's ironic because I remember you started with MFB. Yeah, so actually, before I came to YouTube, I was on TikTok and I was making a ton of classic burst content. I made some Plastic Gen content, made Metal Fight content, but I was making a ton of classic format burst content because nobody was doing it. So when I came over, I mostly did Metal Fight at the start because there was a huge Metal Fight boom. And I was like, I'm going to take advantage of this. And it worked. I was able to grind out. I was doing like 2 videos a day for like weeks. And I was able to grow, well, decently quick. I mean, that's like subjective, but I was able to hit like 1K like fairly quickly because I was just like, I mean, like, I was posting 2 videos a day, every day, 7 days a week. So I was grinding. And then the Metal Fight Boom died off. Birder's gonna have like a full case of bays and never get a win. Yeah, maybe you should just be like a judge or something. All I was seeing was bursts apart from your content, so I wanted to just upload plastic gem battles as well. Definitely watching your videos was a huge encouragement. Yeah, exactly. So I can't take credit for that. Bird has fashion riz? If I saw somebody outside dressed like Bird with his hair like 4 feet in the air and his little khaki capris with his red vest, I'd probably like walk to the other side of the street. Lucario, what are you saying? Ugh. Fashion riz. I say that, but I wear Converse every day for the last 15 years. The only thing that would make Nizuma quit Beyblade is if they 3D print a Capricorn Bay plastic gen style. Yep, that's it. 100%. That is it. Bird is a go to being bad. X is fun. It's just that the writers hold him tight with the fraud name. Super talented in making sushi. Oh, was he? Well, at least he's good at something. Bird being locked out by the writers. I mean, they're in control of what they do with it. Like, they can make him win. They're just not. I don't know why. Like I said, Japanese people are complaining about it too. So it's not, you know, a minority of people that are like, what are they doing with Bird? It's everybody. Or most people anyway. What's my favorite Beyblade gimmick? Magnacore. Magnacore is such a cool idea. You're a hobo though? No fashion? What are you talking about? I'm super fashionable in my sweatpants and my band t-shirt. You guys like Bad Flower? It's very depressing. Don't recommend. I was so interested in Team Yggdrasil, but then the chapter happened and I don't know how to feel about them. I felt exactly the same way. Like, they hyped up Burn and Yggdrasil so much, and then it went nowhere. Nizuma is Pookie Bear? What does that mean? Bird is bad, but X is bad for almost the same reason, but in reverse. Bird loses and shows no improvement. X wins so easily that it doesn't have any impact. Yeah, but like, yeah. I mean, are X's battles interesting? I would say no, because you don't expect him to lose. But I mean, it makes sense that he doesn't lose. You know, he's a pro. He's fighting, you know, mid-tier players. So obviously it would be easy for him. I think the writers just need to like maybe step back and reevaluate like how they're structuring this team and like their opponents and their strengths and weaknesses and how they want to develop them. I mean, I'm sure they're going somewhere with it. I'm sure there's an end goal. I'm just not liking, you know, the path from point A to point B. Holy crap. Favorite rock band? The Used. Hands down, I love The Used. I think I like the X toys more than the show, maybe partly because I don't really care much about shows now, rather physical things, etc. I don't know. I definitely like the products more than the anime. I do like the manga. I think there's some pacing issues, but that's to be expected with Core because it only comes out once a month. I still like the manga. The anime, I'm not like super thrilled to watch. A lot of times I end up behind and I gotta watch like 3 episodes because I haven't watched it in a couple weeks. But the manga I still legitimately enjoy it. I'm still interested to see where it goes. The concept of X in terms of plot, I really like. They just have to like get it to move a little more. I think it'll probably pick up towards the end of the season. I'll probably like that part of it. And hopefully for season 2, they do something more interesting like World Championship. It holds my attention a little better. That's my hopes. Anyway. It also makes sense. It also makes sense that Bird doesn't win. He's not a pro. Yeah, exactly. But like they shouldn't have had him get carried by his team halfway up the tower. Because now it's like stuck them in a position where it's like really hard to justify a win for him, uh, especially the more he loses, because it just progressively, his opponents are going to progressively get stronger, and he's not. So, like, he's so far behind everybody else that, like, for him to jump from as bad as he is right now to being able to win the further up they go is such a drastic leap. It makes zero sense. That's my biggest issue. And I expect that that's what's going to happen, but, you know, whatever. It's not like, you know, I mean, for anybody that plays like ranked anything, especially video games, you understand what I'm talking about. Any sort of ranked video game, doesn't matter what it is, you play it, like it's just you can't go from, or even chess, like you can't go from a complete novice to beating a pro. You know, let's say you're in a team of 3, right, and you're at a chess tournament against pros. Your team can't carry you, and then all of a sudden you get lucky at a highly analytical game, and you just happen to beat a pro that's like top of the top, like world chess champ. Like, come on, it's not gonna happen. Manga is pretty decent. Anime is, yeah. Yep, I agree. Definitely getting worse as time goes on. They gotta do something. They gotta like, you know, flip it back around or something. I wish Tyson's son showed up with Dragoon MF as a character. It'd be so sick. I'm not gonna lie, man. If they just like threw in a cameo episode where Tyson showed up, I would like, I would stop. I would shut up about all of my complaints about X. Like if Tyson just showed up and fought Cross, I'd be like, all right, whatever. I don't care about the rest of the show. This is amazing. Unless Bird beat unless Bird beat him. That was his first win. He wins against Tyson. Then I would not be happy. I would sell every Beyblade X, everything I have, and delete my channel. I would be like, oh no, that'd be not a good time. We do not need multiverses in Beyblade. I would be totally fine with a crossover movie. They did it with Gundam Build Fighters. They've done it with Yu-Gi-Oh, like the Dimension, whatever. It doesn't have to be canon, but like, it'd be cool. You know, I mean, obviously, like, Vault and X and Bird wouldn't be anywhere near as strong as Tyson or Jinga, but unless they like somehow balanced it. I mean, they can explain it away. Heck, I could write that movie. I mean, even like a reboot or something. Man, do something. Digimon got like Digimon Adventure, like got an entire reboot. The whole first season got a reboot. I don't. Is Digimon more popular than Beyblade? I don't think it sells more than Beyblade does in the West. Like, what does Beyblade even, or what does Digimon even sell in terms of merch? You know, besides like virtual pets. And there's no way they sell as many units as Beyblade. There's no way. Bird's first W is going to be against Chrome. He's going to be filled with the power of friendship and randomly win out of nowhere. That's, no. Please, Elenic, no. Don't speak that into existence. Trying to figure out a way to combine the universes, but it's difficult. You would have to have them all stuffed into like one character's. It's either Vault and Cross's universe, where it's like based in reality more or less. Vault you know, a little iffy. They started doing weird stuff. Or it's Metal Fight slash Plastic Gen where it's very fantasy heavy. I think it would make most sense to sort of base it in reality. And no, but I want to see Dragoon get summoned and stuff. Like, you know, just absolutely demolish Jinga with a giant tornado. That'd be sick. Cross time tournament? Yeah, do like Yu Yu Hakusho type weird interdimensional crap. They could do it. Digimon Adventure is like the Gen 1 for Pokemon. Well, what is Bakuten Shoot to Beyblade? That's like, he's literally based off of Red. Like, I need Bakuten Shoot love for the anniversary. Give me some stuff. Brooklyn? Oh yeah. Brooklyn could be the whole explanation, right? He like ripped the fabric of space-time in G-Rev, and then in an alternate dimension, right? Crap got merged, and yeah, Tyson has to save all the other Beyblade universes because he's the best. Oh my god, what am I saying? Didn't Bakuten Shoot get another manga where they use burst base? Yes, they got as Bakuten Shoot Rising. It's actually pretty good. I think it continues off where the manga left off. Prior to the end of the manga, so when they're adults. So after the tournament, but not after they're adults or whatever. So it's kind of this weird in-between chunk. It is, I think it is technically canon, but it's like, in terms of like content, there's not that much there. They could have done like an OVA or a movie or something. I kind of wish they had, but you know, I don't know that it would have been that good. Rising is not, would not have been an amazing movie. Fierce Battle is a better movie than what Rising would have been. I like Rising, but I don't think it would have made a good movie. When did that happen? Holy crap. Where's my Beyblade manga? I don't know. I don't know where I put it. Yeah, at the end of the manga, they show the characters as adults. So I think it shows Tyson, Kai fighting. I think it shows Tyson's kid and Kai's kid. I think Ray had a kid as well with Mariah. I'm trying to remember all the details of it. Yeah. Was that manga only? I think so. I think the Japanese ending is just Tyson and Kai fight. They might have showed some little screenshots or something, like some stills. I don't remember. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't got to the end of the subbed G-Rev. Bakuten Burst manga sequel uses power to unburst bays. MFB Burst manga sequel uses power to unburst bays. He uses the, well, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of lame. Not like first chapter, his Beyblade Burst, and then he just like uses his glowy spirit thing to like put it back together in midair.